Here you go, folks. Here's a current evening update, focus update on Invest 95L. See here, it's going to high chance. So Invest Central Tropical Atlantic, AL95. South and Funsdom are showing signs of organization and is associated with a tropical wave located several hundred miles southwest of the Windward Islands. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for further development and a system is expected to become a tropical depression in 2 to 3 days. And now Lewis continues, additional strength is likely later this week, more like Thursday, Friday, while the system moves westward to west-northwestward at 15 to 20 miles over the central and western portion of the tropical Atlantic. Recent sense for 2 days, medium 67, 9, still a 90% chance. And the track's still the same. Here's the 18Z1 and the GFS. To see any difference. Sorry if I see my phone. Sorry if my videos like this. It's because I'm charging my phone currently charging, so it could be way different. So it's way different now. Focus on where Invest 95 will be. If you don't know a timestamp, it's right here. Let's start from 24 hours. And here's the current model. You see, GFS says nothing. Then it forms a tropical depression in 2 days. Then you fast forward to 3 days. It became a tropical storm, 2007. Then storm strengthening, fluctuates, stays near the Windward Islands, impacting. It's a tropical storm. Then it could pass north of Puerto Rico as a strong tropical storm or weak Category 1. Then it strengthens. Follows to you. Similar to you were saying, the Europeans also saying, see the new model 18Z GFS that invest, same exact model what you've been saying. So it looks like GFS must have cut off what you've been saying. But however, since it's only focused on this storm right here, I didn't show you the website, ventusca.com. Somebody's saying it's gonna be a good model. Back to this. It tells you how strong the storm is right now. Ignore. Not September, not August, but right here. Here's what it looks like now. But you fast forward 12 hours later, it's, see, it was still there. And that's now. 12 hours later, someone's saying, what the heck is the system? If fast forward another 12 hours, Bob's still saying, when the heck is a storm? Well, it's right here. Still tropical depression. Then he focused. This is every 24 hours now. Sees becomes a tropical depression in 2 days. By Tuesday, see, Wednesday becomes a tropical storm. Stays tropical storm. Then by this weekend it passes to the north of Windward Islands as a tropical storm. Bringing some gusty winds to the Windward Islands. The European model, this is an old one, has a hurricane test north of it. The exam has it exactly kind of similar to what the UG is saying. It's still, but this time it's Tropical Storm 60. The farthest and Canadian can go is right here. It's going to be a strong system. But after Bahamas and Southeast Coast, no, it's the early Judeo. This is how far it goes. European, how far it goes, it just sits there. See, sits. And the late CFS miles are now hinting it is also stalling out. And why? Because you see this turn? See this wire? Weak storm flow. This flow is kind of going to be weak. Weak towards north. As the high bus is probably over here. And the trough will be way far away. So it's going to be. And the weak storm currents. Sorry if you hear my voice a bit louder than this morning. Then this afternoon's update. Because I didn't use this. But now I'm using this. And here's the reason why. You see the temperature. You see what it, icon model says. Oops. Right here, Google Maps icon. You see right now it's over warm waters. The waters right now are in the 80s. Currently in the 80s. What is it? It is 95 hours right now. That's the icon model. What is it saying? No, the second still be in the 80-degree water. ZFS, same story. That's the current watts right now. Are currently sitting in the 80s where the system's located. It says in the 80s. I go up to this weekend, and the system right here, still over warm waters, very, very warm. Now you can go back to tropical tidbits, and I'll show you the current. It was 95L. Here's the spaghetti models, the intensity guides. That's the see. This is the reason. See, this is the reason why I'm not. You're looking at this intensity forecast some days because look, some miles keep it as a low seeing as a tropical storm. Some bring it as high as a Cat 5, which is a bullish model, a Cat 5 major hurricane. Most likely, it's going to end up being a major hurricane or a hurricane. But if I am air focus, it'd be more like this. If I am air focus, it'd be more like this. Become a tropical storm, become a hurricane, and yeah, becomes a state upward trend. Basically, basically like consensus aids in the middle ground. Since this is a high ceiling, this is the 8th FBI says a Cat 5, which is a 145 now, it's 165, which is highly unlikely. Even some hurricane models are saying, like 8's worth, 8's WAFI, you see, it says Cat 4. So it's, but now most of the guys are trending towards a stronger hurricane. Earlier was only up, if you look at the 12Z one, see, and compared to now, more mass spreading out, but there's some increasing confidence that Lee. Sorry if I used the name early, even though it's not informed yet. It's gonna be a hurricane, growing commons of hurricanes. Wrong. I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not supposed to be there when I'm... Here's the current models. Agree, stay in the same path. See, stay in the same path. But most of the models are not hinting it's going to stay near the islands. So if we go to back to this again, and let me screenshot again, and under my tools right here, it's currently tracking them like this. Still north, but then meandering. Put this as here. Still on the gun. So this is just only an even update. Like I said, I can try to keep it shorter. I'm a bit tired right now from the pool, so I'm trying to keep it short. Until then, same. Impacts was the same, tracks the same, but it probably went up. So with that, have a good night, everyone, and a good rest of your Monday, Labor Day Monday. That's it for now.